Hold on, bro. 2025 has already been horrible, but apparently it just keeps getting worse. Apparently, there's a serial killer located in Houston now. And we are just hearing about this because apparently the latest victim is someone who was very beloved, and a family made this news headline go viral, and now it's national news now.
Our Fox 26 count is now at 13 bodies found in Houston bayous this year by law enforcement and first responders. Remember, the 22 bayous are spread out for miles, so it's a lot of ground to cover, and that comes with tough investigations.
I don't want to hear suspicions or suspicious when you talk about 13 dead bodies. It's urgent. This needs to be figured out immediately. There's a serial killer on the loose. Now, we only know about this because the latest victim is a college student by the name of Jade McKissick. Now, who was found in the Houston Bayou as well. Now, here's the thing, though. Her disappearance is odd, and it was all caught on camera.
Authorities say surveillance video appears to have captured the last moments of 20-year-old University of Houston student Jade McKissick's life. She was found dead yesterday after being reported missing earlier this month. Out of respect for Jade and her family, KPRC2 News will not air the entire clip. KPRC2 News reporter Rochelle Turner returned to the scene where Jade McKissick was last seen to retrace her final moments. She's joining us now live with the latest. Rochelle?
Daniela, there's still more questions than answers. We've been at this gas station you see right here behind me all day, and people have been asking us about Jade, telling us that they've been seeing her story all over the news. But Jade was seen right here in this parking lot. These were the last moments that anyone seen her, and we saw surveillance video. I'm going to cross the street safely to show you just how this all kind of played out. We do know that this is still under investigation.
This has to be foul play. Now, there are people who are pointing towards maybe this was intentional, this was self-deletion, she did this intentionally. Nobody in the world is choosing drowning as their last day. I'm sorry, bruh. Right? Nobody is doing that, bruh. Not drowning. Not that much pain. And who says, let me buy a drink if you're planning to do that? Like, that's not what's going through your mind. Now, apparently she left the bar and came here. Now, the other theory is, man, she was just too sloppy drunk. She walked right into the river. Cut it out, bruh. She was able to walk to that gas station, knowing where she was going, pay for her merchandise, walk out, and was able to keep walking. She wasn't sloppy, drunk over, bent over. This is, to me, this is a homicide. This is a murder investigation. I don't care what the autopsy say.
But video shows her walking towards Brays Bayou, which is right over here. And at this hour, police tell us that her death is under investigation. There's no foul play and no trauma. But it's still a lot of questions surrounding her death. We do know that she came here to that gas station. She went inside to purchase a beverage, and then she walked right over here. But we just don't know exactly how she died. We've been speaking to people all day, some of them saying something's just not adding up. Others say that there's been a lot of deaths here in Brays Bayou. So we did reach out to Houston Police for more information, but right now they tell us that it's still under investigation. This is Jade Sage McKissick. The 20-year-old University of Houston student was last seen on September the 11th around 1 o'clock in the morning, right along North McGregory Way in 3rd Ward. According to Houston Police, she had spent the evening with friends at local bars and then left by herself and also left her cell phone. From there, she walks to this gas station. The clerk showed us video of her going inside and getting a slushie. She walks out these doors and walks into the parking lot. And this picture from surveillance shows Jade circled in green in the far right corner of your screen. It's the last time she was seen, according to police. It shows her walking towards Brays Bayou. To give you some perspective, the gas station is about 100 yards away from Brays Bayou. I'm going to actually walk and see how long it takes me to get there. That video was sped up, but it took me about 27 seconds to walk from the front entrance to the intersection of McGregor Way and Scott Street. This camera right here at the end of the gas station shows Jade walking towards the left of the bayou, and then she goes out of frame.
Police departments are naturally lazy. What's more convenient for them? To write this off as, hey, man, this chick did this to herself, or to try to investigate or piece together 12 homicides that was found in LA. They probably don't want to do the work to investigate a serial killer and trace every lead. But what we're not going to do, we're not going to go by this theory of, hey, because Jade posted a couple of cryptic messages on her Instagram, that this means she wanted to do this to herself. You guys want to know the cryptic message the police believes that this is a sign that this was something intentional that she inflicted on herself? Let's take a look.
Sometimes I see myself failing in the future and it worries me, but people always tell me I have nothing to worry about. She went on to say, I'm always giving solid, sound advice to people, and y'all still don't listen. My grandma told me I'm wise beyond my years, and if you know Black grandmas, this is a high honor. Then y'all want to come crying to me when stuff comes falling to your knees. I literally have no pity. She made another confession, and she said, listen up. Y'all gonna hate me for this one, but I peep everything. Game recognizes game. If you think you got one over on me, think smarter. She also said, whenever I go home, I usually go in my room in the dark and cry. I don't cry often, and I never have a long time until I go back home. You can imagine how stuff accumulates. And then she said, I wish I could go back and tell myself something at every age. Knowing what I know now, I could have saved myself from a lot of stupid decisions. And Jade's confession number 7 was, I usually hate people, but I can't live without my mom, dad, or grandma. If they gone, just take me out. I promise you I won't care. Now, Jade's family and friends have come forward to say that they do not believe that there was no foul play involved in her death because she was a happy 20-year-old girl and she had a very promising future. She went out with friends and they planned on going to different bars. From there, Jade ends up leaving the bar to go to the gas station to get a drink, which her family doesn't understand. Because if she was at a bar where there were drinks available, why would Jade leave the bar where she was at with friends and leave her cell phone?
Her leaving her cell phone, the only thing I read into that is she was drunk. But her being drunk doesn't really mean anything in this situation. All that really means is she was an easier victim. Drunk people are more susceptible to being victimized, especially drunk women, because she wasn't drunk enough to where she got lost. She went directly to that gas station, bought her drink, and walked out. That tells them more about the people around her. You came to the bar with your friends, and your friends allowed you to leave the bar without your cell phone. They allowed you to walk away on your own and leave without checking up on you. Like, what type of friends were you with? Now, the one thing I do want to give credit to here is the family of Jade. The family ain't letting the police just pin this off as no foul play. Man, this was intentional, nothing to look at. No, the family is putting pressure on the police to do their job. Jade's cousin posted, sadly, my cousin was apparently murdered. So they believe she was murdered. They don't believe this is some type of just by chance fate. No, she was murdered. Somebody intentionally inflicted harm on her. May she rest in peace. Her parents are distraught, of course. Not just because she was their only child. Jade was a rare gem indeed. She was an outstanding student at the University of Houston where her father taught. She was loved. This was a woman who was living with a purpose. This was somebody who had a strong family structure, it would appear, right? Because even in the quote-unquote messages they're claiming may have hinted towards her mental state, she was even saying, yo, my parents gave me a lot of advice that I didn't follow. She knew she was loved. She came from a household of love. This is someone from a prominent household. This isn't somebody who had nothing to live for. This is someone who apparently had a very bright future from the looks of it. Another person wrote, I'm so hurt, my pretty girl. You did nothing to deserve this, I promise. This is so wrong. You did nothing to nobody. Now, this person also begins to question the people around her and the people she came to the bar with. She wrote, this is so wrong. You did nothing to nobody. Why did they let you leave by yourself or without your phone? Oh my God, I've been high off my ass the past couple of days from keeping me from crying because this hurts so bad. This feels so wrong. Then put your body by the bayou like you're nothing. Then whole time you're so much more. I can't stomach the pain you were feeling and worrying, anxiety high with no phone or nobody to hear or help you. You really effed up my head. This one, I ain't lie. The same cousin would also say something that a lot of people, including myself, is kind of looking at, which is there may be a serial killer. Not even maybe. There's probably certainly a serial killer out there. If 13 was discovered by the bayou, bruh, that ain't no coincidence. 13 people ain't just accidentally drowning, bruh. Cut it out. Right? You know, like that don't happen by no lakes. Yes. So she wrote, yes, some suspected serial killer may have taken my cousin Jade McKissick's life. We truly don't know. There's some odd circumstances surrounding her death with regard to people who were supposed to be her friends. Help find Jay's murderer by reporting info to Houston PD. If Houston PD would do their job. I'm not sure if you guys remember, because it was a long time ago. Do y'all remember the Kenneka Jenkins murder case? This is very similar to that one. Both their friends filmed them. Now, Kenneka may be a little bit more gory. Like, the Kenneka case may be a little bit more, like, complex. Because with Kenneka, there were rumors that, Kenneka is screaming in the background and her friends is, like, putting up the speaker to drown out her screaming while she was in the other room with other men, and men may have taken advantage of it. It was a huge deal when the Kenneka Jenkins thing happened. Now, she never really got justice. The police to this day claim, she walked into that freezer and, she was able to freeze to death. Even though the freezer don't lock from within, you can open up the freezer from within. So Kenneka apparently walked into that freezer, was cold as heck, and just let herself to freeze to death instead of just opening up the freezer door. This situation right here is very similar. This little girl who was perfectly healthy, had a lot to live for, left the bar with her friends to grab something to drink, and then began to walk directly into a lake and drown on purpose? Excuse me? Is that the story y'all are selling here? It doesn't make sense at all, bruh. At all. Now, Houston students, though, or students from the University of Houston, they're speaking on this, and they are not buying like the police story as well. They believe there's something scary going on here, and they believe that everybody is at risk because the pathway that she was killed on, that pathway is a pretty common pathway. That gas station is pretty common among students.
The thing that's really fucking me up about this Sage situation, rest in peace to that young soul, the nightmare realization of how routine that route is for a college student that goes to UH or TSU. You know how many of us back in the day, even though I just graduated, would go to LA Burger and Daiquiris on a weeknight, bro? That is common. To think that common route led to a young woman in a river, bro. Like, this shit is not normal. In the UH-TSU area, do you know how many potentially oppressive people are around here, bro? Between the weirdos, the potential criminals, and the homeless people, you don't know who is who. This area is just really effed up, bro.
Y'all let me know, man. What do y'all think? Hey, the info is in front of y'all, okay? Y'all love to call me a conspiracy theorist. Flacco, you a pessimist. It's always this is bad, Flacco. It's always bad news. Where's the good news at, Flacco? How would cover the good news if there was good news, bro? But ain't nothing funny about the times we live in right now, bro. Ain't nothing funny, bro. Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think? Do y'all believe this was accidental? This was intentional? Or is this a serial killer here on the loose? Let me know in the comment section. And if you're still watching, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen to find out how the Charlie Kirk allegations just keeps getting worse. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.